Hi guys, so we're here with the Neon Trees. So I'm gonna start out with our first question. So how did you guys come up with the name Neon Trees?
Me and Chris grew up in Southern California, and I mean, everyone knows In and Out now, but back then it was sort of niche. And they have these little neon palm tree lights in their. We're a burger restaurant, fast food restaurant band, unfortunately. But it's a good, no. We're just kids and like thinking of names, and it's like neon trees. There's a neon palm tree. It was like, yeah.
It's nice that you can have something from like days past that you can like
I
look
think so.
on. Yeah.
It's got, if no one knew, it just sounds cool.
So do you guys have any like pre-concert rituals that you always do before you perform?
We do dumb, lame stuff like talk about.
It's true.
Yeah. Okay, answer.
I do handstands and like calisthenics and stuff like that.
And that's
to warm
lame?
up.
I was
pretty
thinking
cool.
like we could be literally talking about our favorite Julia Roberts movie like 30 seconds before we walk on stage.
I mean
or
like the
something.
necessities.
Yeah.
And is there like an album of yours that you think that the concept of the album stands out the best or that you guys like the best?
I'm not saying this because it's our last record that we put out, but our album I Can Feel You Forgetting Me, we put out in 2020, which was like a hard time to put out music because there was a lot else going on. But I think it's a really cool record, and it moves us forward sonically, and I think the concept is really cool. It's about feeling like it's that feeling of being ghosted within 10 songs. And for me, like, I love a sad album that can like encapsulate all the feelings, even in like a high energy song. And I think that's what we kind of done best, is like marry sad, emotional human things with like really upbeat sonics and sound.
Yeah. And I think like you said, it was very apparent for the time.
Yeah.
You know?
Nothing else would kind of like be a good segue than you guys talking about reintroducing new like sonically.
Yeah.
I guess what genre would you guys like to break into if you are looking to get into like a new subgenre?
We have a record coming out this fall, our fifth album, and it's done. So I would say it sounds like the most Neon Trees. I think every new record we put out sounds like the most solidified version of what we sound like. I would love to make a full-on dance record, like in the vein of Charlie XCX and Dua Lipa, like, but with our vocals on it and our sort of approach to it. We do have really danceable rock songs, but I think it'd be fun to really lean into that like specific texture for like 10 songs or something. That'd be really cool.
That sounds really fun.
Yeah.
I mean, speaking of that, like, is there any specific like music videos you had the most fun creating?
What do you think?
I mean, I Love You But I Hate Your Friends was like something that we kind of did grassroots, and it was ridiculous. It was really fun.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. And I think the Everybody Talks video was this just giant. It almost felt like we were making a movie because we had multiple sets and big cranes and just tons of extras. And yeah, and when you go that large, you're like, you really lean into it. But I think that was it's 10 years now, 12 years ago. But that was such a blast to do. Yeah. It's always fun when you have a budget to play with.
And lastly, what do you guys feel like road travel? Is there any like unspoken problems with that, or like what's that like?
I would say, sorry if I'm hogging the mic. Road travel. I would say just us getting older. Like we're still young, but like we're not, 25 anymore. So it's like, you feel it a little bit more. This weekend we had a 3:15 lobby call after we played a show till like 10 p.m. So it was like not getting sleep and flights and like I think all of us can muster energy in the moment and like turn a switch on, but when this fails, I feel like out of bounds and like unable. So it's kind of that kind of stuff where you're reminded, as much as you can flip a switch on and become something else, you're still a human being at the end of the day.
So I grew up just kind of obsessed with performing, anything I could do, dancing, acting, singing. And I started off kind of a musical theater girly, in the musicals, every musical I could be in. And then I started writing music when I was like 14. And I was connected at some show that I did to a producer. I grew up in New York, so some producers out there, and I recorded some terrible demos that I hope never see the light of day. I think number one is just kind of pushing people's judgment away. Like, everyone has their say of what they think you should be doing, you know, if you're doing well, you know, what to do, what to say, what to sing, what your song should sound like. So I think really just like finding your identity and staying true to yourself is really important in like the beginning phases of an artist's career. And I think having thick skin too, you know, like people are so brutal on TikTok and social media. Like, it's just, some of the comments are like, wow, that literally was what I'm insecure about. Thank you. But growing a thick skin.